Joey Heatherton. Serta's Perfect Sleeper mattress is something great to sleep on. It gives you firmness and comfort. It's the perfect combination. You'll love it. Now, instead of counting sheep, you can count on a good sleep. Be a perfect sleeper. Buy a perfect sleeper, perfect sleeper. Buy a Serta. Woo!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lunch Therapy. This is your host, Joel Marshall, coming at you from Los Angeles, California. Me is Michigan. This is a place called the Gouchy Golf Resort, where we just recently did some comedy. We're going to have a little bit of video there, a little man on the street, woman on the street, person on the street for you. And we just had a wonderful time there in Michigan, thanks to Pam Palmieri, who got us a tour there. This seems unreal, but that's what's going on in Michigan. Absolutely beautiful. Today I've got Matt Wright on the show, former frontman of Gas Huffer, regular on the show Lunch Therapy. We're going to be doing some Trash Panda Comedy Club. We are going to be exploring some animals or insects this time. Let's get into this thing. It's called Lunch Therapy. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 All right. Well, it's Lunch Therapy. I just got back from Michigan. I'm back at the desk here. Don't know what's going on in the world. Let's find out from some of the chat room people, the hummingbirds. Richard the crooner. Hey, Joel, your loyal hummingbird is hovering midair. Wow, that's impressive. That is super impressive. Richard has been posting some of his music on YouTube. Check it out at Richard the crooner. He does all kinds of great hits that a lot of you know and some of you don't. And you'll find out when you go to Richard the Crooner. I'm going to bring Matt on. We're going to do some breathing. We're going to get into this show. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Wright. Yeah, there he is.
Hello.
Wow. You're
Hello.
looking good. You're looking good today.
Hello.
Hello. Are you? Whoa, wow.
You look better, Joe.
Thanks, man. I'm rejuvenated because I went traveling. Oh my gosh, there's so much applause going on. It's great. You're just really killing it today. Yeah, I went out to Michigan. I had been there twice before, but in Traverse City, Michigan. But we were in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I feel rejuvenated from traveling. Home of the Stooges, yep. Home of the Stooges. And also home of what I didn't realize was the Michigan Wolverines, which is kind of a downer for people that are fans of the Washington Huskies, who lost in the national championship to the Michigan Wolverines last year. So I went to the Big House, as they call it, largest stadium in the Western Hemisphere, apparently. Yeah.
Wow. Did you see a game?
No, but they played USC while we were there. And it became important for me to root for Michigan because we were having a comedy show right afterwards. And I was concerned there would be a lot of unhappy folks there. Plus, the show started at 7:30 and the game looked like it might even go into overtime. And that would have destroyed lots of things. Pam Palmieri is here. Yeah.
Did you think you were going to be injured, like mobbed and attacked?
Well, I mean, they are rabid fans. I wasn't going around saying I was a Husky fan very often. I'll tell you that. And then we saw them all coming to the stadium, and there were so many of them. It was like a sea of people, if you can imagine trying to fill that stadium. Here, I got a clip even. Let's check it out.
All right.
Joel Marshall here, reporting for Lunch Therapy, deep in enemy territory, in front of the big house, the giant University of Michigan Wolverines. It's the largest stadium in the Western Hemisphere. That's what's going on here. USC versus Michigan is happening today. And also it's the home of the 2023 national champions, unfortunately. We're going to be doing some stand-up comedy here at Monty's tonight. Hopefully we'll get some Michigan fans. Hopefully they win, because otherwise we could get some real angry people, and we don't want that. Hey guys, what's happening here today?
It's the game.
What game is it? Who's playing?
USC and Michigan.
Who's gonna win?
Us.
Okay, good.
Michigan.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
All right, so you heard it right here. Michigan's gonna win. We're gonna have a really happy comedy show. And don't tell anybody that we're from Los Angeles. Now, back to you, Joel.
Good afternoon. Pam
There's another one.
Palmieri,
Oh.
roving reporter for Lunch Therapy. Ginny and I are outside Monty's Public House on Packard in Ann Arbor. The USC versus U of M game is starting soon, and we've got comedy tonight at Monty's Public House. Starts at 7:30. Join us after the game. Go Blue!
I'm headlining.
Yes, Ginny Sykes is headlining tonight. You don't want to miss it. She's awesome. We've got Joel Marshall, Angie Verges, and Ned Rice. Come on out.
Right. That was good. So yeah, as you can see, we were kind of stressed out that maybe there'd be a lot of angry
Yeah,
losers there, but it turns out they won, and that was cool.
that's good.
I've never
was in-
rooted for them before, but I was then. Yeah, you were where?
I was in Leeds, England,
Yeah.
in a van with German plates the day Germany beat England in the World Cup.
Whoa! What
that
happened
was-
there?
That was real scary. We wrote things in dust on the back of the van and stuff like that. This
Oh,
while
my God.
like in Trafalgar Square, they were pulling people out of Mercedes Benzes, with British license plates, just because the
God.
cars were German. We survived. It was okay,
Yeah.
but we were scared.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Pam Palmieri says Ginny had fans show up. That was cool. So Ginny
Fans
was out
in
there.
Michigan?
Yes, from the
Nice.
internet. Had seen her comedy
Nice.
on the internet. 2 people showed up. The problem was they showed up after the show. They were like, "Are you going on soon?" And she was like, "What?" But she didn't know.
Oh.
She didn't know that she had these fans there in Michigan. Yeah, so that was kind of.
Ginny is a national act,
She's now a national act, so that's cool.
nationally and internationally famous.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back
Ginny
there
Sykes.
to catch those, and by then they will have multiplied to thousands, I'm sure. When you were in Gashover, how did you promote your shows? Like, was it mainly through albums?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. How did we promote our shows? We promoted our shows by doing interviews in fanzines
Oh, really?
and by having posters put up before we played.
Yeah.
So this is like 90s, right? We were among the last generation of people that toured without cell phones
Uh-huh.
or laptops and stuff like that. So I brought a
Yeah.
pager.
You did.
Yeah, so our
Cool.
booking agent could 911 page me,
Yeah.
and we'd pull over.
Oh my gosh, I remember the page.
Same when I was a PA, I only ever had a pager.
You
And
did?
I'd be out on runs. Yeah, I'd be out on runs to get some prop or something. And I'd get a 911 from the production office and I'd pull over. Like
Oh,
I'd be on
God,
the
I
way
remember
back,
that.
driving super fast back. You get the 911 on the pager and you pull over and you answer the phone. And they're like, "Where are you?"
Yeah.
And you go, "Well, I was on the way back, but you 911 paged me. So I
Yeah.
pulled over to find a payphone to call to see what you needed."
It's really hard to advertise shows on the pagers too.
Really hard.
It's so hard because you try and spell things with the numbers. That's what I usually
Yes.
do. Try and spell. Going to be on the show tonight, but all I could spell was boobs. Do you remember on the calculator
Exactly.
when you could spell boobs?
You
That
can
was
spell
like
boobless too.
Boobless too. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
thing. It's hard to advertise on calculators too. Really hard.
Super hard to
So it's
advertise
a
on calculators.
lot easier nowadays.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Way easier.
Okay, so this is interesting. Last week we had a tongue drum that was being played by the rain.
Oh,
Have you seen this? Tongue drum played by the
No.
rain.
no.
Yeah. Jay Patterson is here. We missed you, Jay, up there in
Wow.
Michigan. Joel, do you have a new hat? I'll have to talk about my new hat after we talk about this. Because Jay actually tried to do this. Yeah, isn't that cool how the rain
Oh.
plays it?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Sometimes the rain's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
what
then,
you call generative music.
yeah, what's that mean?
It just means there's no person doing it. It's like sort of built into the programming. It just starts to happen randomly and like,
Yeah.
oh, is this Jay's?
This is Jay's.
Oh,
Her rain has to practice a little more, I think.
yeah.
It's not quite. It's similar to like wind chimes. I guess that would be generative music.
Right. We need like a wah, wah.
For the, I think we got one. I think we got a wah wah. Let's see.
What's
It's a good first effort, though, Jay. It really is.
very good? Maybe it's not raining hard enough, or
Yeah, I
is there a
don't know what's going on.
microphone?
I don't know what's going on. You know what
I don't
happened
know.
just now? For some reason,
What?
Facebook just bumped me off something. I don't know what. I don't know
Oh.
what channel it was. Hopefully, it wasn't where Jay Patterson was watching. But they were like, "Nope,
Maybe
you
because we
gotta."
were talking about pagers.
Maybe. Oh, it could be. You never know. Because we know about that. I thought that was. Well, we won't talk about pagers anymore.
Yeah.
Here's some hand pan for us to breathe to, because we haven't breathed yet. This is Devon X777 hand pan on the beach. We're
Nice.
gonna do some breathing here.
In through the tubes, out through the boobs.
In through the tubes, out through the boobs. Calculator style. All right, here we go. Hold it. Let it go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Fun technical things. In through the nose, out through the toes. Let it go. One more in through the nose, out through the toes. Let it go. I like the waves. The waves are cool. I have a.
Yeah.
More technical stuff. I have a great cat story for us here to start us off. This is a recent, I don't know if anybody heard about this story, but
Benny and Suzanne Angiano spent days searching the Yellowstone forest after their cat Rainbow got away on a camping trip.
this
But
just happened.
really, I mean, my husband is my hero because he went every day into the forest for hours looking for him.
They got help from park rangers and other campers, but the cat was nowhere to be found, and after a while,
We had to leave without him. That was the hardest day because I felt like I was abandoning him.
after 60 days spent back in Salinas, they could only hope Rainbow was still out there.
Or rainbow.
Rainbow.
There pops this message from Pet Watch. Rainbow with identifier microchip number 12 digits long has been identified.
A woman in Roseville found Rainbow and took him into the local SPCA.
He was really depleted. He probably didn't have a lot of energy to maybe even go further. So this lady who found him and rescued him, she's just an angel because she even
saved his
said that he looked like he was not going to make it much longer.
But what everyone wants to know, how did Rainbow, in the span of 2 months, get all the way from
Look at that.
Yellowstone to Roseville,
That's
over
incredible.
800 miles away? They're hoping someone may know, and maybe their story could spark a memory.
Hey, I remember that cat. And we saw it here, we saw it there, or, even they took it in.
The Angianos say Rainbow's story is an important reminder. Get your pets microchipped, because without a chip, Rainbow might not have been found and finally brought home.
That's crazy.
I thought it was a reminder not to bring your cat to Yellowstone Park.
Yeah, I think that's a better reminder. Don't bring your domestic cat out into the wild, because they can't survive. But luckily, this cat.
Wow, 800
crazy.
miles.
That's
Someone need, yeah, man. What if that? Have you seen the YouTube channel where they put GoPros on the cats and just kind of like?
I want to do that.
And kind of just
so badly. I want to do that.
Just sort of record their daily activities.
It's pretty amazing.
I bet that would have been a pretty cool.
I'm gonna do that.
Self-filmed documentary if Rainbow had a GoPro on.
I want to do that. Oh yeah, that would have been really cool. They would have probably found it easily. Well, no, I guess it can't broadcast. One other thing I want to do every once in a while on the show is give us a view from the International Space Station so that we can promote the overview effect. Do you know what the overview effect is?
Is it when you see the Earth and you go, holy crap?
Yeah.
We all got to figure out how to make this thing continue to function.
I think we should.
Get along on it.
Yeah, this is a stream right from the International Space Station. And I think that since all of us are not going up into space, perhaps we should get the overview effect as much as possible. I watched a movie called The ISS on the airplane going to Michigan. Which was a pretty wild movie. I thought, wow, this would be really interesting about the International Space Station.
Was it a documentary?
No, it was a thriller.
Oh.
And the cool thing...
Right, so was it about like a Boeing spaceship that drops a couple astronauts off? And then it's too broken to take them back?
That's what I thought it was about. I thought it was about Boeing getting on a Boeing capsule and
against your better judgment, getting on a Boeing capsule.
I know. Who would do that? But anyway, so what happens in the movie is this lady gets up there, and worse than what happened to these people, there's all of a sudden...
Station Munich on 2-4 Andy and
that's
EDR
cool.
laptop.
So they get up there and there's a nuclear war. They go up into the cupola.
Andy, we see that the laptop is running on battery, so could you verify the cable connection and see if anything is not properly connected?
They have technical problems
as we
too.
expect it to be powered.
Obviously. That's pretty funny. So yeah, there's a nuclear war when they go up there, and that, of course, there's Russians and Americans on the ISS, and they get this message. Each one of them gets a message from their country saying, "Kill the other one." Yeah, and there's already like a relationship between a Russian and an American, and it becomes pretty intense. But they're kind of, the only thing about it is the International Space Station, actually is falling all the time. It's not floating in space. It's falling. So it's really just like when you take a rock and put it on the end of a string, you kind of spin it. It needs something to be spinning it, kind of. So it needs to be pushed up every once in a while to that sweet spot where it will be like that rock. Otherwise, so if there's a nuclear war going on, I imagine people are not going, we got to propel the space station up a little higher. So they're kind of doomed from the beginning, if you ask me.
Oh, I see.
It's like it's already over. It's already over for them.
They can't control whatever it is that's pushing them from inside the space station.
I think there might be something on the space station, like rockets, that can do a little bit, but I think something has to actually push it. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It seems like it doesn't. I mean, it seems impossible that this is happening. That people have been up there for 22 years.
Yeah.
So there's your overview effect.
2 for EDR2. Go ahead.
I love that. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Plug in your laptop.
Plug in your laptop.
It seems
Something's
like
wrong
your
with our
laptop
laptop.
is not. Seems like it's on battery power. Can you please plug in your laptop?
So weird. So weird. We think that they don't have computer problems, but I guess they do. Okay, more from the trip to Michigan.
Don't hit the Windows update. Don't agree to the
Yeah,
Windows
don't agree. Don't
update,
do it.
whatever you do.
Oh no, I upgraded my operating system. There's a hummingbird. That's Gunnell's hummingbird.
Huh.
Yeah, he's been sending us some good stuff. All right, so let's see. So we went the first night we got to Michigan. This is going to be a little roving reporter here. We went to an open mic, and it was at this thing called the 734 Brewing Company. And it was just kind of a place for us to warm up. And it was really interesting because there was stand-up going on inside, and yet most of the people were outside, and there were speakers up there. So it was a little challenging.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Joel Marshall reporting for Lunch Therapy. We are here at the 734 Brewing Company. This is the first open mic that we've hit here in Michigan. We are in, what is this town called? Ypsilanti, Michigan. That's Pam Palmieri. Pam Palmieri, she's a huge comedy promoter here in Ypsilanti and the Ann Arbor area. And filming, I have Ginny Sykes. Ginny, could you do the honors? There we go, Ginny Sykes. We're going to do some open mic here. We don't know how it's going to go, but this has been Joel Marshall reporting for Lunch Therapy here in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Now back to you, Joel. Oh, nice. It's Joel Marshall here in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and I've got, what is your name?
Cameron Kellums.
Cameron Kellums here. She's going to do an impression that she does. She's been doing comedy for a very short period of time, but apparently she's just blowing up all over the country. So here's her impression of
LL Cool J and Jennifer Coolidge, aka LL Coolidge, Jennifer. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Bend and snap. Thank you.
They got some weirdos here in Michigan. Now back to you, Joel. So that was good. That girl, she's going to be on the show. Yeah, she's an up-and-coming comedian. She actually had, at that open mic, she had some really great comedy about her family. I guess she's got a really, really large family with a really good sense of humor. And so that was super fun. I'm sending Jay Patterson the link because I think we lost her on Facebook.
Oh.
I know. It's terrible when that happens, when we lose an entire faction of people. But that's live streaming for you.
The people that are still on Facebook.
Yes. You know, it's funny because I'm watching the show about the future on Netflix. Have you seen this show with Bill Gates?
No.
Nope. Are you interested in the future? You know, the children are our future, and you have children. So.
Yeah. Sure, I'm interested in the future.
But you're not a futurist.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean.
You had that album. You had that album that was Janitors of Tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That was more. That was more an occupational prediction.
Yeah, but so futurist, I guess. Maybe let's see. How can I describe it? Like Ray Kurzweil, who like tries to predict the future and says that.
Oh.
You know, we're gonna reach the hockey stick.
Yeah.
And then someday, and so he takes a whole bunch of vitamins because he's trying to live the next 20 years or whatever, so that he can live to be 300 years or 500 years old.
Yeah.
Would you?
The interesting thing,
yeah.
I guess I think the present is crazy enough.
It is pretty crazy.
And I was thinking, because my dad died in October of last year, October 1st. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking like, oh man, he missed all of this. He missed a lot of like super crazy shit.
Crazy shit. I know. I had a friend who died in his 40s. And sometimes I think about all the stuff that he missed and I think, maybe he's kind of lucky.
Yeah, for sure. There's that aspect of it. There actually is that aspect of it. But that's the kind of thought that popped into my head most recently is like, wow, he missed one of the craziest years I've ever lived through.
Yeah.
This last year has been absolutely bonkers. Yeah.
That's why we have
in many horrible ways, but also many interesting ways. So I just expect things to continue to be interesting because they just always are. weird
Yeah.
and interesting.
Yeah. So I'm wearing this shirt today. I've got a special shirt cam that I'm going to show you. It's from Sam Hill, which is a new place in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where we did comedy. Let's see if I can. Boney, could you go to the shirt cam, please? Boney? Hello? There it is. Okay. It says, good people, poor choices. That's their slogan.
Yeah.
There's a picture of a seven-legged
Took me a minute
horse.
to get that pun.
Yeah.
I'm an English major. It took like 4 seconds.
They're pretty high level
Yeah.
puns there in Michigan. And, you really got to think about them. And so cool place. They have a seven-legged horse on the logo. I don't know if you noticed that, but
Are you sure they're all legs?
I think they're logo challenged there in Michigan because the 734 brewery, just to go back there for a second.
Oh, I saw that logo.
Hi, this is Joel. Look at their logo. Reporting for Lunch Therapy.
Yeah, I see it.
I mean,
I
you
can't
see it,
unsee
right?
it.
You can't unsee it.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't know what it's supposed to be even. I don't know, maybe a lighthouse or something, but
I think it's supposed to be a wheat silo.
Oh, is that it? What in the
I think that's what
Sam
it's
Hill?
supposed to be, a grain silo.
Yeah.
That's what it, I was looking at it for a long time and trying to figure it out. I came to the conclusion green silo.
Yeah.
It's also like frowning. It's got eyes and a mouth.
So they got that, and then Sam Hill has the seven-legged horse.
Seven-legged horse.
And I asked them, I thought, there's going to be an interesting story there. I said, how come the horse has 7 legs? And they were like, we don't know. So they're going to have to make up some lore, I think. Looks like Jeff Bezos designed that logo. Why is Jeff Bezos a great logo designer? It's sort of like, I don't want to diss on Microsoft, but Microsoft sometimes their like aesthetic is maybe not the greatest. They'll have like the clip art. I don't know if they have clip art anymore. But Microsoft sometimes, I think with the clip art, they're trying to design it in a way that goes, artists out there, what do you think of this, huh? There you go. I'm going to give you that tool. What do you think about that? Because some of it is really disturbing. But anyway, Sam Hill. So we were at the Sam Hill. What the Sam Hill? Let's see what happens. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lunch Therapy. Hi, Hummingbirds. We're here in front of Sam Hill. What in the Sam Hill is going on here? Pam, what's going on here?
A lot of comedy. We've got 3 days of comedy with Joel and Ginny and Ned and Carl and Angie and me even.
This is fantastic. So we're doing comedy at this place. It's called Sam Hill. Really amazing place here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And they're really nice people. This is going to be a huge comedy club. It's just starting out. We're kind of breaking the ice and brand new. I hope you'll come join us here in Michigan. You got about, what do you got, like 4 hours to get here?
Yeah, actually 3 hours.
And we're actually in the past, so you missed it. But it was good. Everybody loved it. It was fantastic. This is Joel Marshall reporting for Lunch Therapy. Now back to you, Joel. The reason it got dark at the end there is because Ginny turned off the camera. Just want to blame Ginny. She just decided.
No, I think Ginny made a choice.
She made a good choice.
She made an artistic choice. Yeah. So this club is brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new.
And they're the ones with the 7-legged horse?
Yeah, they're so new they haven't figured out their logo yet, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not something lost in the mists of time. This is the reason for the 7 legs.
I don't know. You never know where they got the logo. Did someone create it or did they get it from some other thing? And I thought, there's going to be an interesting story. So Todd
Is it 2 horses?
Yeah, well, they showed me this.
One behind the other?
It's really
and
interesting.
And then 2 of the things aren't legs?
Yeah. Well, they showed me this other, they go, maybe it's because of this. And they showed me this thing that was by the shirts. It was a horse with a baby horse in front of it. But still, like you say, there'd have to be some, I don't know, grain silos in there somewhere.
Right.
Todd says, looks like Jeff Bezos designed that logo. And this is the explanation. The Amazon logo is not a smile. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. It's also phallic in some way. And his rockets are from Austin Powers. I see. Yes. And Pam says, Yes. Oh, here we go. Some facts. It's a grain silo, and it's an iconic Yipsy landmark. Okay. All right. Todd says, I think there are 2 horses standing side by side, and you're seeing 7 of the 8 legs. Yeah, you're just seeing 7 of them, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it. Nobody understands it. But maybe.
Oh yeah, my math was really bad.
My math
before.
was so off.
4 plus 4 is 8.
Yeah, I get it. Well, this is not a show known for its math. And then we went to the Gouchy Golf Course, which was super cool.
Hey, Lunch Therapy. This is Jenny Sykes, and I'm with Joel. He's holding the camera, and this is the fun side of traveling for comedy. I mean, we're at a golf course in Michigan, and it's just gorgeous. See those kids? See those kids running? They're coming to see us. They're very excited.
Those kids were so
because they love comedy. And inside, Pam Polari, this is what you have to do. Pam Polari is having the staff move the tables closer to the stage because they were very far away.
There they are. That's
so we're moving that. And this is just gorgeous. This is just gorgeous. And it is fall. It's, mid-September. It is 84 degrees right now and humid at night. And LA is cooler, so I don't like that. So next time I'm going to request a change. But we are having a blast. All right, back to you, Lunch Therapy.
All right, Ginny.
So, is the grass really brown there?
Yeah. So what it is when it starts raining there, or when the seasons start to turn, the grass gets green instantly. I guess grass just grows. Like grass there. It's crazy. Because Pam said Pam's not a native. Well, she was born there, but when she was really little, and then she grew up in Southern California. And she said when she got there, she was putting fertilizer on the grass, and they were like, "Why are you doing that? What are you doing?" Because it's just, I guess it's just, But they're at a similar latitude, I think.
I mean, golf courses get pretty particular about the grass.
Oh yeah, they do. That place. Yeah. And that place was cool, man. It was a really fun place. It was interesting because, going on the road is really interesting with comedy because you never know what's going to hit and what's not going to hit. And the thing, and the also from one venue to another. And you have like a concept maybe that one venue is going to be one way, and then you find out they're a different way and you kind of have to adjust. Like if you say if you're doing like totally clean comedy, sometimes you find out that they like it more blue comedy, and vice versa. And you can't. I don't know whether it's just Michigan or not, but you can't judge them by looking at them, or the. Can
you judge them by how drunk they are?
I think that helps a lot. Luckily, all 3 places we went to had alcohol, so that was cool. We did go to this other place called. Wait, have I shown all the different places? I showed. Oh, Monty's. No, but I think, I showed Monty's already. So we went to Monty's, Gouchy, and then we also went to Sam Hill. And each one of them was different. And Pam Palmieri.
You were on tour.
We were on tour. We were a mini tour.
Yeah.
It was a mini tour. Hi, this is Joel Marshall from Lunch Therapy. I'm in the back of Pam Palmieri's car with the dog, Penny. Penny, say hi.
Aww.
Say hi, Penny. Yeah, we're having a great time here. We got a show at Monty's tonight. Hopefully Penny's going. Not sure. Now back to you, Joel. That dog is amazing. 100 pounds, Rottweiler, looks scary, acts like a big seal. Well, I don't know. Seals might be scary. But it was like having a big land seal was your friend.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Did you find when you were touring around, that cities wanted different things? Or they all wanted the same hardcore punk rock that you...
I mean, if they were there to see us play, generally they kind of knew what it was that they were
Yeah.
what they were
So music is not like
trying
comedy.
to get. I don't know. I mean, we toured with the Cramps for about 4 weeks, and that was one of the times that we opened for another band. So
Yeah.
that was a slightly different situation.
Yeah.
And they were pretty nice to us, except in Philadelphia.
Really? What was it?
Philadelphia was the only place where, while we were playing, people were going, Cramps.
Oh, they wanted the Cramps on.
Yeah.
They don't know how it
Yeah.
goes. They have an opening band and then the band.
They were just impatient for the band that they actually paid to see. Like
Yeah.
sometimes that you get into that situation.
I've had that where talked to comedians that opened for bands. And I guess
Oh
it's
yeah, that
horrific.
sounds like a super bad deal.
That's
That
horrific.
seems real bad.
It's like when
Yeah,
you
that
go
seems
do
like a
comedy and they do comedians and musicians. A lot of times it's just impossible because the
Yeah,
warming up of the room keeps going and the mood of the
it's just
room.
different. Yeah, it's a different.
It's like
I
a
think
different
I saw Flight of the Conchords,
Yeah.
and they had Eugene.
Levy?
Millman. What's his name? I'm choking now, but he's a very famous comedian.
Yeah. Name Eugene? We don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, they had a hilarious comedian. And
Yeah.
Google it.
That's
Boney, could you Google Eugene, famous comedian?
No,
Eugene
no, no,
Levy?
he's
No.
a-
No, Boney.
No,
Boney says
I
Eugene
got
Levy.
it wrong. Cast of Bob's Burgers.
Oh.
Eugene Merman. Yeah, his name is
Okay.
Eugene Merman.
There you go.
Yeah, he had albums on Sub Pop actually.
Oh,
and
wow.
He opened for
Flight of the Conchords?
he opened for Flight of the Conchords, but that kind of made sense because
Yeah.
they're like a comedy
hilarious.
act.
Love that show.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of comedy act, I think it's time for
Oh,
the
no.
Trash Panda. Are you ready?
Oh, my microphone's down there. I better grab it when you're on.
Better grab it. I'm just going to be ranting away. I don't even know what's going to
All
happen,
right.
but we're going to go for it. Every week here on Lunch Therapy, for those people that may have never seen this show, I've been living under a rock. This is, we do Trash Panda Comedy
Really,
Club.
really living under a rock.
Yeah, I mean, you
Come
have
on,
to
people.
really be confused if you haven't seen this show. But yeah, so I'm glad you're here. Trash Panda Comedy Club is a place where we work on material, but sometimes it's completely new. Sometimes it's almost improv comedy. And that's what you're going to get today. And Matt Wright is a budding comedian. What is this? How many times have you done Trash Panda Comedy Club?
I think
Twice?
this will be number
This will be 3?
4.
Oh, 4. 4.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, maybe number 3. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm bad at math. Remember? I thought
You're terrible at math.
thought a
Have you
horse,
always been
2
bad at math?
horses,
I
2
thought you-
horses.
Yeah, 2 horses
Yeah,
make
I mean,
6 legs. Yeah, we
I
were
got
very
an
confused.
A.
Yeah. Did
My
you ever
first
have
semester of Miss Nixon's class.
You have Mrs. Nixon?
Yeah, I got an A the first semester, and the second semester I got an F.
I in the middle of her class, I got down to an F, like before they gave the grades out. I was like, because I didn't have gummed reinforcements one day. Because if you didn't have gummed reinforcements, you were screwed. And I had to get Simon Coleman to tutor me, just so I could get back up to
Good
it.
choice.
And it worked.
Good choice.
Totally worked. Saved my ass. Saved my ass.
Good choice of tutor.
Yeah. All right, Trash Panda Comedy Club. All right, everybody. Joel Marshall here, Trash Panda Comedy Club. Just got back from Michigan. Michigan, the state of Michigan is an incredible state. But I've got to tell you, it's a swing state. And I didn't know, so I didn't bring my wife. And I was like, all these people are swinging. This was our chance. Because we're not real swingers. In fact, we're not swingers at all. But I figure, when in Michigan, do as the Michiganders do. There were some Michiganders with some pretty serious ganders. They were gandering away. I don't know why they call themselves Michiganders, but I can't necessarily understand Michiganders because usually I can kind of tell what's going on in people's heads. I'm a pretty intuitive person. I learned that growing up in Washington State, in Seattle, because a lot of times people don't tell you what they're thinking. You could be, thinking things are going well, this person's my friend, and in their mind they're thinking, if he keeps talking, I think I might have to kill him and dismember him and put him in my backyard, because that's how they were in Seattle. But you don't know. You really don't know. You don't know what they could be thinking. I love this guy, and you could be you think that they hate you. So I had to learn to really look at the signals, really study people's faces, study their behaviors, to know what was going on. I think it's because we were a lot of people were from Northern Europe, and they kind of like to keep their emotions close to the vest. Michigan, can't figure them out. They're like a puzzle. We would go into a club, and I'd be like, these people, they're a bunch of religious folks. They're not going to want to hear me swear. And then, things would be going along, and I'd be like, why are they not laughing? And then all of a sudden, I'd, accidentally swear or something. They'd be like, that's hilarious. Or another comedian would get up and say some just totally disgusting thing, and they'd be like, this is the greatest thing ever. You can't tell. And you also
They're sick.
You can't tell people's political affiliations either. And that's the thing is, usually where you live, I don't know, I'm kind of used to living on the West Coast, and you kind of know that most of the people are going to be kind of liberal. And, you go into Orange County, then maybe there's going to be a lot more conservative people. But they're not all together, all in the same place, wearing the same clothes, having the same cars. They're all the same. And not to say that they're exactly the same, but they all, there's no cue, there's no tip-off unless they have a giant, Trump flag in their yard, or sometimes they're covert, they put a blue dot in their front yard. I don't know, but I'm just telling you, Michiganders are super friendly. They're super friendly people, but they're friendly with a chip on their shoulder. If you say the wrong thing, if I go there and be like, I really love USC, it'd be over for me. It'd be completely over for me.
Broken legs.
Yeah, there's no more friendly going on there. And they are rabid fans of football. But, strangely enough, I couldn't find anybody to watch the Seahawks game. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, thank you so much for coming to this show. The headliner is about to come on. His name is Matt Wright. He's a regular on this show. He's done this thing maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 8 times. We don't know.
7 times. 2 horses.
7 times.
2 horses worth.
7-legged horses. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt.
Thank you, Joel. Thanks, Trash Panda Comedy Club. My name is Matt Wright. Thank you. Thank you. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and a long time ago in Seattle, Washington, I used to work in the commercial film production industry as a production assistant. And one time I was working on a 76 gasoline TV commercial, wrangling 40,000 antenna balls. It was wild, 40,000 antenna balls. I don't think the word balls had been said as many times in that week as we said on the set. So we were out on our first tech scout for the day in the Pioneer Square neighborhood of Seattle. And we were out checking the location, and we saw a standard poodle, a large male standard poodle, a large unneutered male standard poodle. And I'll tell you, there were a lot of balls on set that day, but the way they worked that dog's reproductive organs into the haircut was nuts. Yeah, Pioneer Square. We were in Pioneer Square that day, and Pioneer Square is known for a lot of galleries, a lot of arts, and commercial art galleries and such. And if you don't know much about the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, you may not have heard about a man named Dale Chihuly.
Oh,
He was a very popular artist in our region. You don't hear about him as much anymore, but he was very popular in the 80s and 90s. Very ubiquitous. He makes glass. He blows glass. He was kind of almost like a Pacific Northwest version of Andy Warhol or something. Not because of the way not because of his style, but because he had like a factory of people that made the glass for him. Because he lost an eye in a car accident.
Was it a car accident?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's like a macho, fast driving guy. Anyway, there's so much Chihuly in the banks, in the hotel lobbies, in the government buildings, in the libraries, in the art galleries. People got kind of, people have a love-hate relationship with Chihuly to the point where this kind of rebel art group called the Mystic Sons of Morris Graves once had a contest to smash a Chihuly. And in the run-up to this contest to smash a Chihuly's representative and a representative from the Mystic Sons of Morris Graves were on a radio show, and the Chihuly guy said, "Why would you want to smash something so beautiful?" And the Mystic Sons of Morris Graves guy said, "We're not smashing something so beautiful. We're making thousands of tiny Chihuly's."
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Should I keep going?
Whatever, yeah.
So my parents had a Chihuly that they got in an auction. It was like a factory second. They put it on their TV. Every time I saw it, I thought maybe there should be some buttermints in it.
Yeah.
And one day my mom was dusting, and she knocked the Chihuly off of the TV and made thousands of tiny Chihuly's. Okay. This is it. I got one. Let's see if I can tie it all together here. Another film production job. I had to pick up a chimpanzee at the airport, or more accurately, I had to pick up the handlers at the airport and the chimpanzee at air freight, the air freight place. Okay, so that sounds cruel. When we got there, the air freight folks were feeding Taco Bell to the chimpanzee, which just seemed like a horrible thing. But the good news is, the chimpanzee got a room with its handlers in the fancy Alexis Hotel in downtown Seattle on First Avenue, one of the most luxurious hotels in Seattle. So I helped them all get up to the room. All of a sudden, I felt something holding my hand, and I looked down. It was the chimpanzee, and the chimpanzee looked up at me and said, "Was that a Chihuly in the lobby?" Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's
I love that. That was great. That's some good stuff, Matt.
Is it comedy?
I think it's almost
I don't know.
comedy. It's almost.
Is it jokes?
It's definitely
Is it jokes?
jokes. Definitely jokes. Todd Lee said, "I thought Chihuly wore an eye patch because he wanted to be a seafarer pirate." Captain Blow. Yeah, that's a good one too. I apparently my music was drowning out my stand-up comedy, things to learn. I was trying to have like a little music down below. But the Chihuly, I always heard that he lost his eye from like the glass, but of course that's not what happened. Like some kind of
Let's see what happened.
Like
Let's look it up.
Blowing the thing, and somehow a piece of hot glass got in his eye. And then there was
Glass
also,
is macho, man.
there was also the theory that his eye was actually worked, that it was just an affectation.
Oh.
Because sometimes it would switch to the other eye. No, I'm not. I don't think.
During a visit to England in 1976,
Yeah.
this is a quote from Chihuly, "I was involved in a serious car accident that sent me through the windshield
Oh my God.
and caused deep cuts to my face and the loss of sight in my left eye."
Oh my God.
Yep.
Is he still around, old Chihuly?
Let's see.
There he is.
What is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. It's hard to overstate his influence on glass blowing, certainly in the Pacific Northwest, which is now like an
institution.
Yeah, we got Pilchuck up north. It's a big deal. There's a lot of glass blowing here.
He used to teach with my dad, and he would come to our house sometimes. And
he's been to your house?
Oh yeah. He was a real like life of the party kind of person too. Like
seems like
kind of.
Seems like it.
Kind of person.
He's still alive. He's 83. Yeah. They have the Chihuly thing at the Tacoma. They have the Tacoma Glass Museum.
Brian Keaton used to work for him too. He was like an accountant or something.
Yeah.
Goes deep.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chihuly lore.
What do you think? Contest or ants? Contest is AI.
Is it a contest about ants?
No, it's an AI generated contest. We only have like a few more minutes of the show, but
okay.
Contest could be cool. It's not like it's Tuesday already again. That's right, Jason. It's Tuesday. Let's do a little contest. It's not going to be difficult. It's not about movies. So the contest today is about official foods of large U.S. cities. And I was in, because I was in Detroit, and I said, well, I wasn't really in Detroit, but I was near there. And I said, what's the official, I couldn't even really state it. I was like, what's the food that I should eat here? And they were like, Coney dog? And I was like, Coney dog? That sounds like something in New York.
New York, yeah.
And then they were like, deep dish pizza? And I was like, isn't that like Chicago? So apparently the foods to eat in Detroit, and maybe if there are any Detroiters out there, they can put in the comments, you're wrong, Joel. But Coney dog, which is a hot dog topped with chili sauce, mustard, and onions. There's also the Detroit style pizza, which is not quite like Chicago pizza, but it's a square pie with a thick, spongy crust, caramelized cheese edges. And it's Buddy's Pizza is the place. And then they also apparently love Verner's Ginger Ale with vanilla ice cream, and strangely enough, it's called a Boston Cooler. I think maybe...
Confusing.
I think they're confused.
So
they got to come up with their own thing. And it's got to be called like the Car Dog or something. Something very Detroit. Yeah. That's my advice.
The Motor City beef roll.
That's what they need. I think it's time to like open up a place for their new signature Motor City beef roll. So I asked AI to make us a quiz.
Okay.
I thought, what the hell? Let's do it. So they've made a quiz. Oh, they got Mama J on the quiz thing from last week. Boney, you really gotta prep the show a little bit better. Boney is
signature dishes.
Signature dishes, yeah.
Culinary journey across America.
Yeah. So there's this crazy site. Well, I went to Copilot. Copilot wrote this.
Yeah.
I asked him to signature foods of large U.S. cities, and they generated the outline, and then this other website made the. Oh, it was interesting too because I said, will you make me a PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah.
Copilot could not download it. I could not download it for some reason. So then Copilot's like, I'll
web
email
only.
It. They said, I'll email it to you. Give me your email address. So I was like, wow, that's cool. And of course, he just ghosted me after that. Copilot didn't email it to me.
Weird.
I know. I was like, I got a show.
Super weird.
I got a show. It seems strange. Maybe because it wasn't a Microsoft address or something. I don't know. Here we go. Philadelphia's official food. It's kind of a warm-up. It's very small. A, cheesesteak pizza. B, Philly cheesesteak. C, Italian roast beef sandwich.
It's got to be B. I'm just going to say B.
I mean, that's kind of giving it away, don't you think? I guess they could have said Philly foot-long hot dog or something. Could have said that. One of the things I've noticed is that AI doesn't quite understand the idea of a competition because they do oftentimes give it away. Todd Lee says C. And notice too, there's 3C. So you could either say 3 or C, I guess.
That's confusing.
Todd's saying C. I think we ought to go on to the next slide and find out because I think that Matt could actually win. Correct answer. A sandwich B. A sandwich filled with thinly sliced beef and melted cheese originating in the 1930s. Philly cheesesteak was invented in 1930 by Pat Olivieri, hot dog vendor. Well, there you go. Got some facts. Richard said Philly cheesesteak, but I am going to give it to Matt because I think he got it first. Ooh, it's going to be
That's right.
controversial. It's going to be controversial, but okay. Deep dish
Okay,
pizza's
deep
home.
dish pizza's Chicago. B.
B. You got a lot of choices here.
I know.
And it's kind of.
It does make me think. It's not. It's like definitely. There's a lot of what seem like obvious answers so far, but then you're like looking at it going, I wonder if there's a trick here.
Well, that's the thing is
somehow it's doing something, or maybe I'm just doing that to myself.
I think the thing about AI is that's one of the things I think about it is they're very straightforward. And so they don't trick you. And maybe they don't understand the idea of tricking you, which is interesting to think about with the old AI. I also find that AI is very accommodating. Richard says Chicago. Yeah.
Look at that guy.
I know. Look at that. They generated that art as well. I know.
He's not from Chicago.
He's not? How can you tell?
No, the pizza is, but he's not.
He's definitely.
He's Estonian.
He's
clearly Estonian.
Way too serious to be from Chicago. Okay, correct answer is Chicago. I'm gonna have to give it to both.
Look at that oven, man.
I know.
Look
it's
at that
Futuro oven.
Speaking of futurism,
that's not an oven.
That's an AI oven.
That looks more like an MRI, I think.
Or like the thing on the Enterprise, where they're like replicator.
Yeah, they're
Make me a
replicating
deep
pizzas.
dish pizza.
Maybe that's what they're doing. In the AI discussions that are going on in that show that I'm watching.
Oh yeah.
They're like, one of their biggest questions is what are humans going to do when they're obsolete? What are they going to do with their time? And my thought is people don't have time now from technology. So why would we probably have even less time? God knows what we'll be doing. Shoveling shit in the horse barn or something like that. But the other thing that I'm thinking, they're like, people won't have a sense of purpose, people won't know what to do. But I think we do all kinds of things that aren't necessarily purposeful. Like we climb to the top of Mount Everest. There's no real reason to do it, other than because it's there, when we could easily fly a jet over it. We run 24 miles when we could easily drive there. We do all these things that when we could.
It's a challenge.
We could easily, do things. Yeah, it's a challenge, right? We like the challenge.
Some people do things the hard way sometimes on purpose. I think that's what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Why do they do things the hard way?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Because we want to be engaged in doing something. We want to challenge ourselves. We also, I think, a lot of times we're more interested in the point of view than we are in the material. Like we can all talk about something from a different point of view, and that's what's fascinating. We all get the same news and things like that. Well, supposedly, but we all get the same facts, but we all have different points of view about them.
Right.
So I don't know if AI will give us different points of view.
So have you seen? Are we going to talk about AI for a sec here?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'll put the next one up. But...
Okay. Known for its po' boy sandwiches. Yeah, that's New Orleans. Easy.
That's New Orleans? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can talk about AI for a second.
So have you seen this notebook LLM thing that Google has released where you can upload basically a notebook in this platform is like you do a little bit of research on a topic and it pulls together all these things. You can upload it and it'll create a podcast of two people talking to each other about this. And you should look it up. Look it up for the next. I should have sent it to you for this episode because they're like bantering and stuff. And, the guy's going, right, okay, right. Like, and the way they like banter between each other, it's like, it sounds like a podcast.
It really does.
Like these two supernatural voices in conversation in a really frighteningly natural way.
But
I think if you listen to it long enough, there would be tells. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I was just like, wow.
But is that something we want to listen to? You know what I mean? Do we want to listen to a robot talking to itself? I mean, maybe sometimes
it's pretty fascinating how good of a job it does in turning it into an interesting conversation about a topic between two people. Yeah, it's crazy.
God.
It's nuts.
So you said New Orleans?
I did.
Let's see. Correct answer, New Orleans. But so tiny.
See, I'm so bad at quizzes. You came up with the easiest
I came up with a good one for you. The thing is that what a po' boy looks like?
That's a donut sandwich.
It's a fried donut sandwich. Po' boy paradise.
Maybe those are fried shrimp.
I don't know. I could not figure it out.
They're kind of like curly. They're sort of curled.
Some of the stuff is kind of scary looking. Wait till you see the lobster rolls. Originated during 1929 streetcar strike in New Orleans. Common fillings include fried seafood, roast beef, and donuts. Famous for
coconut donuts.
Yeah. Atlantic. Okay, let's go on to the next one. What?
Gooey butter cake.
Okay,
what
here's
the
one.
hell?
There's one. See, gooey butter cake.
What the hell? St. Louis.
Seattle is on here too.
Wait, they got Tool. I'm going to say St. Louis. And I'm probably going to be wrong.
I don't know.
This one I'm not confident about.
Look at Denver. It says known for its Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
Is that their signature food? The balls of a...
I think it's... I don't know, maybe.
It might be. Denver.
Baked bears and cream pie. Baked beans and cream pie. So none of these clues help at all.
Well, that's good, because when they give it away, it's terrible.
Yeah. I'm going to say St. Louis because
I'm gonna go with
I
St. Louis
immediately
too.
come up with signature dishes for the other cities.
Yeah. And Jason says, yeah, St. Louis, they have lots of butter. There's tons of butter in St. Louis.
Butter.
Oh, my God.
Butter.
Butter. All right. This is the last one. So let's see. Answer is Boston? No.
Oh, okay.
It's giving me no, it's not Boston. The answer is St. Louis. For some reason, they decided to ask the questions again.
Oh.
And the answer is St. Louis. So that was pretty good, Matt. You did pretty well on this thing.
Got the whole quiz?
Well, there's more, but we've just run out of time.
Oh, okay.
We've run out of time.
Fair enough.
I mean, you kind of won. I hate to say it, hummingbirds, but I think Matt won. I know. There's going to be a lot of controversy about this. There's going to be a lot of people, the tearing of hair and the rage that's going to go on and the controversy.
The rending
on
of
Reddit,
garments.
The rending of garments. Crisp edges. Jason says crisp edges. Yeah.
Crisp edges.
I like that. I like the way it sounds. Crisp edges.
That's my new band.
Yeah, that is a good band. I would go see that. But I'd bring some gooey butter cake with me if I were to do that. Kamala's here. Hoy. Kamala had a meeting. I missed the show. Hoy. Great to see Kamala. Thanks to everybody, Pam Palmieri and Ginny, who contributed to the show. I want to mention Ned Rice, who made pizza for us while we were in Michigan. Not the Michigan-style pizza, but the kind of New York-style pizza. I was never able to make homemade pizza, but he seemed to have mastered it.
We didn't talk about your hat.
Oh, yes, my hat. Well, we lost Jay Patterson, who was asking about it. Matt has so many new bands. Yeah, he has got tons of bands. We need T-shirts for all the new bands, yeah. This hat it says Far Out, and it has an iguana on it. Perhaps I should, since it's the end of the show, I will show my hat. Let's see, just to show off the camera again. Can you see it?
Yeah, kind of. I saw it really well when in one of your news reports earlier.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a pretty good hat. I like this. They're called the Gurin Brothers. They make these hats. But I've noticed, just one other side note, it's all side notes. When I wear a hat like this and do comedy, people receive me in a completely different way than when I don't wear it. And I'm like, all of a sudden, like they think I'm like a January 6th-er or something. When you wear a trucker hat. You
can sort of verge into that Shane Gillis territory when you're wearing that.
I think I should actually have two personas, one for the hat and one for the knot.
Right.
Because you can use them in different ways. But yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. It just goes to show you when you perform that it does kind of matter how you come across. Because when you're not a known comedian like Jim Sykes.
Right. Those signal things right off of the bat.
Right off the bat when you walk on stage, they're like, oh, this guy's a redneck or whatever. I don't know if you can see
It's fun to play with that stuff though, right?
It is.
Like play
really
with their
fun.
expectations.
Yeah, it's really fun. Well, I used to do, and I've done it many times where I come up and pretend to be an Australian person. And then I tell people I'm from Seattle. And I used to have a lot of fun with that. But it was kind of hard. Once you've fooled them like that, it's kind of hard to get them to trust you at all.
Did they believe you were from Australia?
Well, what's funny is my friends would be like, your Australian accent's terrible. But the Australians would be like, oh, I thought you were from Australia. You know, they'd say it.
No way.
Yeah, they totally would. They'd be like, you got me. I think because accents vary so much from, and if you're like, if you get a few good sounds, you can sell it pretty easily, even to the Australians. Jason Edelman says,
I might say more about the Australians.
Start with I'm from Seattle. They will know the trucker hat is for the look. Yeah, it's probably true. Unless they don't know Seattle at all. Because that's the other thing. As you get older, you start to really realize that people don't know about certain things that you know about. And so you have to somehow either inform them. That's what I do now. I just inform them. Because otherwise, because I'm really not going to know what they're talking about either.
That's why I went long, because of Chihuly. I had to explain Chihuly.
Yes, exactly. And that was good how you did. And then I threw the picture on there at the end. All right, dance break time. This is a family. All right. They are called the Dot Tones. They're doing, is it a Cramps song? Is that what it was?
It is. It is.
Matt picked this one. Let's dance it out. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's really fun having you.
Yeah, it's always fun.
All right, let's do this thing. Dance it out. The kid on the drums is awesome.
He's also singing.
Yeah, he's singing. So is it pretty common for punk bands to do surfer type songs?
I mean, if you're into the garage stuff and the surf stuff, there's a lot of like
crossover.
Yeah.
Who knew? You did. I didn't. It's awesome.
There's a mystic orb following me.
Oh yeah, look at that. That kid is awesome. I gotta get the words out of the way. The Dot Tones. You're Richard's gonna go get a Philly cheesesteak and a butter cake.
Nice.
All right, thanks everybody for being here. This has been Lunch Therapy 591.
Now,